So let us start. I don't know. Normally, the people are not here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Santaye Niralambaya Tejase Om Sankaram Sankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam Satrabhasakritam Vande Bhagavanto Punaha Punaha Ishvara Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyamavadvyaptadehaya Dachinamurtaye Namaha Om Gurubhyo Namaha Om Ganapataye Namaha Om Ayam Sarasvaye Namaha Om Klim Kalikaye Namaha Om Klim Bhadrakalye Namaha Om Gandhargaye Namaha Om Hrim Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Hari. So today we are going to study we are going to study Vijnana Bhairav Tantra. Sutra number, I think we have completed sutra number
14 last time.
Sutra number 9 is completed, no?
You start probably complete, maybe not. You just explained that Bhairava consequences belong to infinity, you know, like, yeah. God is everywhere, everywhere, inside and outside us.
I think today the sutra number 10, the purpose of Sakara meditation. I think also we have been studying this as well. And essence of Bhairava also studied 12. Then sutra number 13, what has been told about Bhairava. I think today is the sutra number 15, no? Or sutra number 14?
15. If continue, then 15.
I think today we are going to study the sutra number 14, no? Sutra number 14 and 15. Atman is the Bhairava, that also we study, I think, no? Sutra number 15, the Atman of Bhairava. You have this book, no? Okay, the sutra number, you can bring this book also. So sutra number, we shall start today, sutra number 15, Atman of Bhairava. And so Atman of Bhairava, it means Atman of Bhairava means when when a mind is free from all kind of illusions, free from all kind of doubts and confusions, a transparent mind, a transcendental mind can experience I am Atman. So Bhairava itself has a immortal soul, immortal spirit. So Bhairava is the supreme consciousness. Atman, the eternal consciousness. So therefore, so this sutra we are going to study. Means Bhairava itself is the supreme consciousness. Lord Shiva is the supreme consciousness. And Lord Shiva is the soul. Is not merely the mortal consciousness. So we have to understand what is the definition of Bhairava and what is the definition of Bhairavi. Bhairava is the direct personification of the absolute and super consciousness. So Bhairava itself is the Lord Shiva, the unknown, the consciousness. Unknown consciousness cannot be known by the mind, by the senses, by the limited consciousness. So therefore, Antaha Swanu Bhavananda Vikalpa Anamukta Gochara Yavasa Bharita Akara Bhairavi Bhairavatmaraha. It means Antaha. We can also go to translation. Inner. Swa means own. Anubhava, experience. Ananda, bliss. Vikalpa. Vikalpa means here, you see, study sometimes Pramana Vikalpa. Pramana, Vipariya, Vikalpa, Nidra, and Smriti. When you study yoga philosophy, yoga darshan, Patanjali. What does that mean? These are the obstacles in order to experience the essence of absolute. I have been told you, all of you, without proper study, the science of yoga philosophy, difficult to understand the science of tantra. Tantra is the most advanced science among the all spiritual science. That must be clear. When all kind of study is over, then come to study tantra. Tantra means to experience the transcendental consciousness of Bhairava. Tantra means expansion of the consciousness. Expansion of the consciousness means to experience the transcendental consciousness. So therefore, Vikalpa. Vikalpa means imagination, not reality. There is no particular objectives. Antaha Swa means your own. Anubhava, experience, means to experience inner. One has to experience within. Inner means Antaha. Swa means your own. Anubhava, to experience within. Anandam, bliss. Then what has to be done? One has to free from all kind of doubts and conflicts. Then what happened? Vikalpa, imagination, goes to know. One can have this inner experience for oneself when the mind is free from modification of modifications or thought patterns. Only you can experience yourself when you are free from detachment from the mind. Mind is the root cause of all our sufferings. But question mark comes, should carry the mind or not? But without mind, we can't do nothing. We need the mind. But we need the transcendental mind to experience our inner reality, That means the bliss, the soul, the spirit. So therefore, it's very clear that antaha swanubhava anandaha vikalpa mukta gochara. Vikalpa means imagination, mukta. Mukta means to be free. And that vikalpa, the word coming, our breath is. Yoga means yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. When you are free from all kind of vrittis, then you can understand what is yoga. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. What is the meaning of yoga? It means who seized, who control, who overmaster the vrittis. Vrittis are the modification of the mind, action or reaction of the mind. Example, we are angry, we are depressed, we are hypertension, we killed ourselves. These are the reactions. What are the actions? The actions is we expect something, not fulfill. We want something, not fulfill. We are angry, we react, we depress. Something you want in our life, not possible to fulfill. Then you kill ourselves, hang ourselves. That are the reactions. Behind our anger is the expectations. Expectation from ourselves, expectation from our own partners, wife, children, society, government, many things. So expectations are not fulfilled. Then we are angry and react. That is the vrittis. So what is the meaning of yoga? To seize the vrittis. That means to free from the vrittis. Then you can experience what is yoga. That's why today, in 21st century, people practice yoga around the world. But how many people understand what is yoga? It's a handful. Maybe out of millions, maybe one person understands what is yoga. Out of millions, one person. Question mark comes, is it everyone stupid to practice yoga? Answer is not. No, no one is stupid. Because everyone want to practice yoga to understand the essence of reality. So, what I try to clarify, one has to practice yoga properly, systematically, with the right masters, with the right gurus. Today, we practice yoga in supermarket. Supermarket yoga teachers who don't know what is yoga mean. So that we have to clear. So chitta, vritti, nirodha yoga. To see the modification of the mind is yoga. When you ask me what is yoga, so people understand only asana practice, nothing else. Physical stretchings, nothing else. So why practice physical stretchings? Sometimes you ask the people, why practice yoga? I have so much stress, I have so much tensions, or I have blood pressure, or I want to lose my weight. Sometimes people say, I want my beauty. But this is not the aim of yoga to practice. Aim of yoga is to free from all kind of conflicts, confusions, doubts, and to know the essence of our reality, to know ourselves. So therefore, to understand yoga means to bring discipline of the life. Therefore, you study yoga anusasana. Discipline of yoga. Yoga is the way of life, a discipline of life. That is the meaning of yoga for me. Right? A discipline of the life. There is many meaning of yoga. But at first, we have to understand the discipline of the life. It means we are not disciplined. So therefore, and once you control the breaths, or over master the breaths, or to understand the breaths, then only you can free from the breaths, or action, reaction of the mind. Then only you can understand antaha, means inner. You can have the inner experience, inner journey. Yoga is a science, inner travel towards your final destination, not external journey. That's how we practice physical exercise. The main aim of the yogasana to practice how to keep mind. How to keep mind transparent. When mind is concentrated enough, it can help to yourself to transparent. So therefore we say Stiram Sukham Asanam. Asana is help you how to physical body to be stable. So therefore we practice so many asanas. So many asanas. Out of many asanas, 84 is the principal ones. Out of 84, Dhyana Maharshi explained 32 asanas are enough to, in order to develop the concentration of the mind or calmness of the mind. So therefore, we practice all kind of physical yoga, how to stable the physical body. Right? Same of the asana, in order to have the physical body to stable. And once physical body is stable, then go to subtle body, then go to astral body, then go to causal body, then go to cosmic body, or Anandamaya kosa, the blissful. So therefore, here the subject comes Vikalpa. Sutra number 15. Atmana Bhairava. Bhairava is itself Atman, the immortal consciousness, the absolute consciousness. When someone asks what is Shiva? So Lord Shiva is the definition of Lord Shiva, the personification of love, the personification of compassion, the personification of the absolute consciousness or the total freedom. That is the Shiva. And Shiva itself called Bhairava. Bhairava is the terminology coming from the tantric science, science of tantra, as per the tantra shastra. Bhairava means who is free from all kind of fear, internal and external. It means a person who experiences total freedom, within and without. Within and without. So therefore, to be clear again, I repeat the sutras. Antaha, you can check that in sutra number 15. Antaha, so anubhava, ananda, vikalpa, mukta, gochara. Vikalpa, imagination, and is the part of breathing. So far, you are involved with the breathing, involved. Not free from the breathing, you can't experience the divine, the consciousness of the Bhairava. Then what happens? Vikalpa Mukta Gochara, no experience. So at first you have to know what kind of Vikalpa you have. What kind of imaginations you have? What kind of expectations you have in your life? So therefore, you have to reduce day by day the expectations. We have so many kind of expectations in our life. Question mark comes, without expectation, can I survive? Without expectation, can I live in my life? Question mark comes. But you have to think about yourself. Am I clear that? Without expectation, can we survive? You have to ask yourself. Expectation means projections for the future, imagination for the future. Actually, is difficult in the samsara, in the social life. You have to have a project. Today, the subject I was giving lecture in my yoga class for the yoga treaty students. Without expectation, difficult to survive. And with the expectations, we have all problems starts in the life. So you have to think, should you live or not to live?
We expect on a God.
Actually, the best way Tantra teaching us, the Tantra Shastras taught us by the Gurus. You have to observe your expectations, witness of your expectations, not to involve, neither involve, not suppress. That's the Tantra. Tantra means to express, not to involve, neither suppress, nor involve. Am I clear that? I give very simple example, and the best example you can understand quickly. What is Tantra? How to not to involve and not to suppress. In social life, you have to involve and you suppress, not suppress. But I am going to teach you not to involve and not to suppress. This is the beauty of the Tantra. Again, I repeat, in social life, everything you involve. And I am going to teaching you not to involve. In social life, we supposed not to suppress. Spiritual life also not to suppress. Suppress means dominating yourself, not to be creative, not open. So, Tantra or the yoga or the spiritual science never tell you to suppress. Suppress means dominate. Even you suppose not dominating yourself. I'm not speaking about outside. Same time, I'm going to teach you not to involve. And you must act. So, as per the Newton's law, when you study the science, the physics, there is action and reactions. Every action, there is an equal and opposite reactions. There is an action and opposite reactions. This is a Newton's third law. Everything has the actions and there are the reactions. But yoga or the Tantra teaching you every action in actionless. Science say that action and reaction, but a spiritual science say action, but in actionless. And you have been studying kinetic theory, kinetic energy, right? Metaphysical or Tao physics. Energy neither created nor destroyed. Energy remain constant. Energy neither created. Energy can create. Energy can destroy. If there is no creation, there are no destructions. It remain constant. Am I clear that kinetic energy study in physics? And I think you forgot. When you study physics, right? Energy. Initial energy is zero. You start from your house. You're starting from zero. Initial point. You go to 10 kilometers and come back to your house. Zero into whatever you walk to the path is equal to zero. So kinetic energy is zero. So 0 unit, whatever you have work, also the result is 0. That is the kinetic physics. So it means energy neither created nor destroyed. That is the Tantra. So every action there is a reaction, but in actionless. It means there is no action at all. So when not involved, you are witness. It means you are not act. So mind has the action and reaction, but spirit has no action, neither action nor reactions. The soul, the spirit, and that is unknown. And that we don't know, that need to experience. And that is called Bhairava consciousness. And this consciousness cannot be realized, can't be realized through the mind, body, the senses, or the indriyas. Then, it's very simple example. There is the lotus flower. You see the lotus flower, lotus leaf in the pond, in the water, in the lake. So, lotus root under the pond, under the earth, under the mud, the stem of the lotus plant in the water, inside water, the lotus leaf above the water, and the flower above the leaf. Flower does not enter inside water, right? Not involved. Leaf also not involved inside water. And without leaf, there is no lotus flower. The lotus flower will die. So leaf, it does not involve, but above the water. You see the lotus leaf, you put water, it's moving out. It means leaf it is above the water, but it seems involved with the water, but does not involve. Therefore, leaf can survive. So leaf is the and accepting the prana. And without receiving the prana, the lotus plant will die. Therefore, you die every day in your life in the samsara. Your prana is destroyed every day. Your life is destroyed every day. You say, oh, I'm so tired. Lack of energy, no energy. No prana. Energy means no prana. When you are angry, when you are depressed, when you have stress, when you have tensions, you lose a lot of prana, energy. Because you are involved in the samsara, you are involved in breaths. Pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, and smriti. The 5 breaths. That is the modification of the mind. That is the habit pattern of the mind. And you are involved with the mind and the breaths. So therefore, the sutra number 15 taught by Lord Bhairava is I am the pure consciousness. But you can experience this pure consciousness unless you free from the vikalpa, imagination. Vikalpa leads to the confusion, doubts. So therefore, if you want to the lotus, you have to live like a lotus flower. It's a living process. It's a living process. Am I clear that? So therefore, you have to live like a lotus flower. And the soul is the flower. The lotus flower is your soul. You have to smile all the time. But at first you have to survive. For surviving, you have to have the lotus leaf, not involved with the breathing, not involved inside the water, but need to above the water. So then another is question the body. So body is the samsara. This is the samsara, your life. The root. And the root is samsara. The mod is the samsara to survive. We need all kind of relationships, father, mother, brother, sister, whatever. You need this kind of relationships. This help you to survive. Right? But when you involve with them, then problem starts. I'm not teaching you, you have to hate everyone. No. You have to also to understand love to everyone and to survive and witness. Witness. So that is the Tantra. So Tantra is about to witness of your living process. And but always to learn how to survive. Survive means you have to have prana. And if no prana, nothing can be experienced. And with prana, then we have to come back to topics. Prana is the Vairavi Sakti. That's the total game of the Tantra. Without prana, they are not going. You are not going to experience Vairav consciousness. So we are going to second Yavastha Bharita Akara Bhairavi Bhairavatmanaha. Very interesting science. So let tomorrow onwards go to the pond, watch the lotus leaf, lotus flower. Go to some pond and sit down and watch the lotus flower. Then you understand what is Tantra, otherwise not. Go to some lake, or if no lake, just make some water in your garden. Put some lotus leaf and meditate every day. 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Think about Swami Samarpan Himalayas, Guruji. And meditate on lotus leaf every day. If you want to understand what is Tantra. Right? So meditate lotus and smile like lotus flower every day. When you see the lotus flower, you have to smile. That is your soul. Don't kill your soul. So, Yavastha. Yavastha means that state. Bharita kara. Form of a fullness. Vairavi. Vairavatmana. Atman or the consciousness of Vairava. So they say that the Atman Vairava, which is known as Vairavi, say the Atman of Vairava, which is known as Vairavi, is then experience of the bliss of one's own inner awareness, a state whose form is fullness, free from all contradictions, which is the abode of entire universe. We have to go more details. Although the state of Bhairava is beyond descriptions, that's what I already told you. Lord Shiva, the consciousness of Shiva, the Bhairava consciousness is beyond understanding through our mind, through the body, through the intellect. Is not beyond then. Although the state of Bhairava is beyond descriptions, it is not beyond experience. This sloka is most important as it clearly states that one can experience this consciousness for oneself, describing the experience in detail. It reinstates the importance of transcending the finite mind in order to experience that high state. It doesn't mean one cannot experience, but one can experience, but through the transcendental consciousness. It doesn't mean it's not impossible. It is possible to experience, but not the finite mind, but to transcend our mind to higher consciousness. That is Tantra. So, aim of Tantra, the expansion of the consciousness. Right? Am I clear that? From consciousness to supraconscious. Of course, you listen 1,000 times. I need to remind you 1,000 times, million times, until you final enlightenment. Like the chant, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah, not one time, You chanting many times, right? Like you practice Surya Namaskar every day to have good health, like you are eating every day to survive. Similarly, I need to remind you, and you also remind your breathing every day. Oh mind, listen, you are not the mind, you are not the body, but you are the soul, you are spirit, you are Atman. Every day. Like you are eating. Somebody asked to my Grandmaster Swami Sivananda, somebody asked to him, Gurudev, we call Gurudev, Gurudev, not Guruji, but Gurudev. The Guru means Guru, they means, oh, God of the, means we respect our Guru like a God. So therefore we say Gurudev. So we say, Gurudev, why you are writing so many books? Our Gurudev Swami Sivananda, he was writing more than 220 books. You are writing nothing but about detachment, attachment, nothing else. Your all books are talking about detachment, attachment. Attachment is suffering, detachment is freedom. You talk about you are not body, not mind, you are self and Atman. All books about that, nothing else. You are not a body, you are not a mind, you are Atman. So why not write one sentence? And he was giving very simple answers. Say, why eat every day? You could stop, only you can eat one time, enough. Right? You can eat only once in a life. So Gurudev Swami Sivananda giving answers very simple. Then after that, that person don't ask any more questions. And the person left. You know, Gurudev Swami Sivananda, he was so simple. So simple. So he always say that simple living, high thinking. Simple living, high thinking. Our the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, he said that simple living, high thinking. That word I've been studying, I think class 8, when I was studying in the school. Simple living, high thinking. That is the, and that is the life of our Gurudev. Life of the Gurudev. When sometimes people come to my own ashram in Himalaya, people watch me, Swamiji, what are you doing? You are cleaning toilet, the floor, and giving the water to the gardens. What are you doing here? You are the Guru. And you are cooking here and taking care of the kitchen, the office, everything. You must change your habits. Sitting on the chair and wear the proper cloth, for example, everything. I say, look, it's very important how we live, not to depend on others. You have to leading the life of simplicity. That's what I have been learned from our gurus, from our masters. I give one example, and it was a true story. It's not like storytelling. And my grandmaster, master, Swami Satyananda, it was a time when he was established Bihar School of Yoga in Bihar. It was time, maybe, I don't know, they have less staff or not many people to work. So it was time there may be some feast. So there was not so many people available to clean the dishes. And it was big container, big dishes. Somebody went to that ashram, but this story I heard from my guru, right? I don't know, but I heard from my own guru. Somebody asked, I want to meet the guru. Who is the guru here? Somebody enter into ashram. So I want to meet the Guruji, and I am coming from long way. But fortunately, he met the Swami Satyanandaji, and he was at that time he was cleaning the big dishes, and his cloth was very dirty. I mean, when he cleaned the big dishes, he was inside the big dishes, and he cleaning, and his whole body was black, and all this that. Then he said that you have to wait. and to visit the Guruji. So after that, after a while, what happened? So Gurudev and Swami Satyanand Maharaj, my Gurudev, and he was cleaning up the dishes and he getting out, and he said that, you like to meet the Gurudev? I am the Gurudev here. And this guy was so surprised, such a big guru, and he cleaning the dishes. Then, so what I mean, people think Guru should sit down on the big chair, like the palace, like king, like emperor, and he's supposed not to work anything, and everything has to be there. Of course, many gurus are pretend like this in India, but our Guru tradition is not like that. Especially tradition of Swami Sivanand, tradition of Swami Satyanand, and even my own Guru. And it was time also my own Guru, he used to grooming the roads even my Guru. And sometimes we have Karma Yoga. And of course, he was born in India, but he had a lot of education in the West, and he had very simple. He's a very simple person. My own Guru even. He always wear very simple cloth even the inside ashrams, very simple. He one time make me jokes, and I went to Garage Club a long time before. And I used to wear the cloth from Rishikesh, and we have different colors. Whatever colors comes, we wear it without a special uniform. But our Garage Club, we have special cloth, special uniform. And he said me, you don't have proper cloth here? I said, Guruji, I'm coming from Rishikesh, so whatever the cloth I'm wearing. No, you have to get the proper cloth here. I said, okay, fine. So he invited me, and he gave me nice golden, golden border of the cloth, very nice. And I love them. And he make me, he have the humor. He's a great Guru, great master. And he said me, look, your Guru wear the simple cloth, but you are like a prince, and I give the golden border of the cloth. So your cloth are like golden. And he said, look, your Guru. He said, look, what kind of cloth I am wearing. Very simple borders, not a very golden borders, nothing. It's very simple. So what I mean, so our tradition of Guru Paramparas is very simple. Simple living, high thinking. So therefore, our Guru traditions, we ever study yoga, we give it Karma Yoga, Seva, that is application of yoga, applied yoga. Many people practice yoga around the world today, but there are not so much benefits out of yoga practices. For our traditions, and you can check them, we are success 99%, 9%, not absolute. I don't need to say that, because otherwise I carry the ego. But without ego, I can say that 99.9% well success for their spiritual enlightenments by the seva, by the Karma Yoga. If you don't study, if you don't know what is Karma Yoga, what is seva, you never can realize even 1% of yoga. And Karma Yoga and seva has to be guided by the master, not what you want to do. No, that is not Karma Yoga. You do work in your life day and night is out of ego, out of expectation, out of your ambitions, out of your aim, out of your goals. That is not Karma Yoga. So therefore, we must do Karma Yoga as per the guided master. That help you in order to free from the British. Then you can expand the consciousness of a Tantra, expand the consciousness from Muladhara to Sahasra chakras, then experience the higher consciousness. So therefore, so what I mean here, so simple livings, and that the best way you can apply the science of Tantra in your life. So ladies, I'll go through the commentaries about the Sutra number 15. Although the state of Bhairava is beyond description, it is it is not beyond experience. It means one can experience through the transcendental consciousness and free from the breaths or understanding the breaths. So breaths are all about the action reaction of the mind. And so you have to understand clearly what the breath is before you are going to understand the sutra number 15. So your homework tonight to understand what is breath is. Every day I give you homework. So you have to understand what is breath is homework. Second is go to find some lotus flower, not only lotus leaf, not a lotus plant. So you have to check the flowers and meditate on flowers of the lotus leaf side of lake or side of pond, or you can create the artificial pond in your own home or swimming pool. Like the Yogananda, a small garden and very nice. I think he can create that also. Right, Yogananda? Yeah, beautiful garden, small tiny garden, and he can create so many vegetables, so many vegetables. I was so surprised. Even they distribute so many vegetables to their neighbors. If a Yogananda house close to my ashram, I could bring all vegetables, feed my all ashram inmates. Unfortunately, not possible. So hopefully we can create the school in Belgium. Let's see. So this has a this, then I should carry. So it means the finite mind, the limited mind cannot experience the Bhairav consciousness. That you have to be very clear. This has always been a claim of Tantra and Yoga, as well as the Vedas and Upanishads. You simply cannot have the ultimate experience through this mind. You will have to retire the mind, or if you want to have spiritual experience. What do you mean? It means you have to transcend the mind to higher consciousness. It is declared by the Tantra, by the Yoga and Vedic Shastras. It means, once again, I repeat, through the limited consciousness, through the finite mind, we cannot experience the transcendental consciousness, and is declared by the Tantra, the Yoga, and Vedic science. Clear? Am I clear that? So we have to transcend our mind, or channel our mind, or expand our mind from lower to higher consciousness. And through that higher or prana to the cosmic prana, we have the prana now. Therefore we survive. But we have to experience the cosmic prana, the divine prana, unlimited prana. Right? So we have to have enough energy. Right? We need a lot of energy, a lot of prana, cosmic prana. Cosmic prana is nothing but an awakening of the Bhairavi consciousness. Bhairavi means Sakti, awakening of the Sakti. Awakening of the Sakti means awakening cosmic prana, that is called kundalini energy, that is called kundalini science. Am I clear? So, through cosmic prana, only can experience the Bhairav consciousness. That this sutra is coming in further. When you study this Vijnana Bhairav Tantra, and Lord Bhairava, Lord Shiva are going to explain later. But I'm just speaking in advance to you. So, and you will have to retire the mind if you want to have spiritual experience. What does that mean? You will have to retire the mind. It means you have to getting out of the mind. It means you have to retire your mind from the world object, get sannyas, great swami, come to Himalaya, sit down in the cave of the Himalaya and meditate. Renounce. I not make jokes, it's very serious. When you have mind, you have everything. When no mind, there is nothing. When you go to deep sleep, what happens? In deep sleep, there is no father, there is no mother, there is no wife, there are no children, there is no physical body, nothing. That is called deep sleep. In deep sleep, there nothing exists, no bank balance. Right? In deep sleep, you retire the mind, you are withdraw from the mind, then you can have deep sleep. So far, we are involved in the mind, not possible to have deep sleep. So therefore, many people suffering. Many people suffering of what? Heart problems, heart attacks, hypertensions, high blood pressures. So far, we are involved in the mind. So therefore, you have to study pratyahar. That is called retire from the mind. Withdraw from the mind. Which mind involved? So retire means get perfection of the pratyahar, antarmauna. And you have to do antarmauna sadhana. How to develop inner silence, inner calmness, withdraw the mind from the different, from the world objectives. Even to be a monk or a yogi or a swami, still also withdraw from your past samskaras. As your householder, of course, you have to work hard. Same time, you have to withdraw a lot of past samskaras. Same time, withdraw for future projections and also current lifestyles. As I say that, you have to witness of your action reactions. That's the real tantra. As a household, it's not possible to renounce, not possible to withdraw everything, not possible to stop all kind of work, not possible. A monk, they can stop everything. They can sitting in the cave of the Himalaya, they go to beg the food and they can meditate. Very simple. But for you, you have to work. So tantra means you have to witness of your action and reactions. So not very easy. You have to work more hard. But principle is the same. Techniques are the same. Witness of the action reactions. Either you are a monk or the non or a yogi, no matter what kind of life you are leading. So if you want to expand of the consciousness, if you want to realize the Bhairava consciousness, you must learn how to witness of your action reactions. This is very simple. This is the law of nature. This is the techniques. Right? And these techniques for all. So if these techniques is applicable for all, why not for you? Okay? Monk, they renounce many worldly objectives, more maybe easier to meditate, but technique are the same. Am I clear that for all of you? So in Raja Yoga, in the Raja Yoga Sutras, Maharishi Patanjali state in the second and third sutras that I don't know this, but it's coming now. But I was speaking before that. So in the Raja Yoga Sutras, Maharishi Patanjali states in the second and third sutras that the definition of yoga is chitta vritti nirodha, or the suggestion of the mental modifications on achieving which tadaha swarupe avasthanam. The second sutra, one has to establish a sadhaka, a practitioner, one has to stable its own nature. What is your own nature? What is your swarupa? What is your form? What is the real nature? What is the real essential nature? You are not the body, you are not the mind, but you are immortal self. You are neither lady nor the man. You are not from this citizenship or that citizenship. Today you are a citizen of Russia, tomorrow you are a citizen of America, right? Due to war. Like for example, there is war between Ukraine and Russia, they will lose their citizenship. It is not reality. Am I clear that? It is not a very good example. Let we pray there is supposed to no war, but this is the reality, the social life. You are not the body, you are not the mind. Everything can change this anytime, any conditions. So what is the real nature? Not you are the body, you are not the mind. So therefore, Patanjali already explained. Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. The sadhaka has to free from all kind of mental modifications. Then only can establish his own swarupa, his own form. And that is the essence of life, aim of the life, goal of life, meaning of life. So meaning of life means you have to know yourself. Then you are becoming free. Enjoy the bliss, the consciousness, the love, eternal freedoms. It's very simple, no? You are not this body, not this mind, immortal self you are. Inquire who am I, know thyself, and be free. You are not this body, not this mind, immortal self you are. Inquire who am I, know thyself, and be free. Om Om, Om Om, Om Om. You are not this body, not the mind, not the British, not the chitta. Right? You are not the man, you are not the woman, even you are not Sakti, not even you are Shiva, nothing. Right? But you are the pure consciousness. That's what Lord Shiva say that. Lord Shiva say that. You have to understand. Even sometimes we say, Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. What is the Shiva? Shiva say, I am no form. I have no form. I am the absolute consciousness. I am the pure consciousness. That is the Shiva. So what is the definition of Shiva? The pure consciousness, the pure love and bliss and existence all the time. So this is the Vedanta, and that you need experience in Sutta number 15. But Sutta number 15, the Vijnana Tantra, and I'm going to again tomorrow to explain and to more clarify. So you have to do some homework tonight, meditate on Sutta number 15. Right? I can speak only Sutra, just translate. It's not like that. You have to have proper understanding the psychology behind it. Right? So therefore, I have to go through a lot of examples. The science of the spiritual science, the science of romance, is called cosmic romance. Right? Is a romantic in cosmos. Romance in cosmos. So that you have to enjoy the spiritual science. Social romance is temporary, but a cosmic romance is eternal. You can have romance in cosmic all the time, even after leaving this body. Right? So let you experience this cosmic romance in cosmos. Even, am I clear that? So let enjoy. And having, if you are in America, so have a good day. Good morning to all of you. If you are in Europe, have a good evening to all of you. And for Indians, I think good night for all of us. Thank you. Let me pray. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Santaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti 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 Shivoham 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 Satchidanandoham Satchidanandoham Amaratmaham Shivoham 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 Shivoham. I am the bliss, I am the absolute, I am the existence and consciousness. I am the immortal, I am the Shiva, I am the Shiva. Thank you. Hari Om Tat Sat.